Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to another video. Please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and hit the notification bell so you will be updated on all my future content. So this video is going to be a review of long division. Our first example problem is 1,155 divided by 5, and I'm going to go through step by step how to solve that problem. So step one is we want to divide by the smallest number possible. So I'm looking for the number within the number now. The only rule is the number inside the square has to be equal to or bigger than the number outside. So for this problem, we cannot start with 1 digit by 1 digit division because 5 is bigger than 1. But we can start with 2 digit by 1 digit division. We can start with 11 divided by 5. Now for the first problem, if you don't know how to do the division in your head, I'm going to show you some strategies for how to figure that out if you're not able to do it immediately in your head. So for this first problem, I'm actually going to use arrays. So 11 divided by 5, we got to figure out how many groups of 5 go into 11. So what I'm going to do is I am going to make 11 tallies, and I'm going to make them in groups of 5. I'm going to see how many groups of 5 I can get with an 11. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So I was able to get one full group of 5. I was able to get a second full group of 5. I was not able to get a third group. I did have a remainder. So 11 divided by 5 equals 2. I was able to get 2 full groups of 5 within the number 11. Now, how many tallies do I have within those 2 full groups? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I had 10 tallies within those 2 groups. So I have to do 11 minus 10 to find my remainder. And you can actually see my remainder here from the array I just drew. I have a remainder of 1. So 11 minus 10 equals 1. We have a remainder of 1. Next, I'm going to bring down the 5. So now we have 15 divided by 5. I have to figure out how many groups of 5 go into 15. Welcome to the chat. Glad you're here. Thanks for hitting the like button. I appreciate it. All right, so I'm going to draw 15 tallies, and I'm going to make them in groups of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have one group of 5 now. I'm going to keep going, keep counting. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I now have 2 groups of 5. I got to keep going to 15. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I now have 3 groups of 5. I was able to get 3 groups of 5 within 15. So 15 divided by 5 equals 3. And 15 minus 15 equals 0. Somebody in the chat said do a division problem. That is what I'm doing right now. I'm doing a long division problem. So now I'm bringing down the 5. So final problem within the problem here, I got to do 5 divided by 5. I got to see how many groups of 5 go into 5. So let me make my tallies. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I just made 5 tallies. I have one full group of 5 within 5. 5 divided by 5 equals 1. So 5 minus 5 equals 0. There is no remainder. So we have our final answer. 1,155 divided by 5 equals 231. All right, next example problem here. So now for this next example problem, instead of using arrays, I'm actually going to use skip counting. So we have 1,278 divided by 2. So again, we want to start dividing. We want to divide by the smallest number possible. If we just count how many groups of 2 go into 1,278, it'll take forever to count that high. So we want to start dividing by the smallest number possible, and the only rule is the number inside the square has to be equal to or bigger than the number outside. So again, we cannot start with 1 digit by 1 digit division because 2 is bigger than 1. That won't work. We can start out with 2 digit by 1 digit division. So we can do 12 divided by 2. Somebody put the answer in the chat. We're going to end up seeing if he's correct or not. I have a feeling he is, but we're going to still do the problem out so everybody can see how to do the problem out. So 12 divided by 2 is what we're going to start with. I got to see how many groups of 2 go into 12. So I'm going to count by 2s. I'm going to skip count for this one. 2, that's 1 group of 2. 4, 2 groups of 2. 6, 3 groups of 2. 8, 4 groups of 2. 10, 5 groups of 2. 12, 6 groups of 2. I ended up counting by 2s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times to get to 12. 12 divided by 2 is 6. Now counting by 2s, I actually landed right on the number 12, so I'm going to do 12 minus 12. And there's not going to be a remainder for this first one. 12 minus 12 equals 0, so no remainder so far. Next, I'm bringing down the 7. I have a feeling there's going to be a remainder here, but we're going to count by 2s, see how many groups of 2 go into 7. So counting by 2s, 2, that's 1 group. 4, we have 2 groups of 2. 6, we have 3 groups of 2. Now, if I count by 2 again, I'm going to be past the number 7, right? 8 is too far. I'm already past the number 7. But I was able to get 3 full groups of 2 within 7. I ended up counting by 2 3 times before I ended up passing the number 7. So 7 divided by 2 equals 3, but there is going to be a remainder. Now, the closest I could get to 7 without going over was 6. So 6 is what we have to subtract to find our remainder. So 7 minus 6 equals 1. We have a remainder of 1. Shout out to everybody tuning in, and shout out to everybody that hit the like button. I appreciate you. I am glad that you are here. So we are bringing down the 8. So now I have to do 18 divided by 2. I got to count how many groups of 2 go into 18. So counting by 2s, here we go. 2, that's 1 group. 4, 2 groups of 2. 6, 3 groups of 2. 8, 4 groups of 2. 10, 5 groups of 2. 12, 6 groups of 2. 14, 7 groups of 2. 16, 8 groups of 2. 18, 9 groups of 2. I ended up counting by 2s 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 times to get to 18. So 18 divided by 2 equals 9. Counting by 2s, I ended up landing right on 18. So I'm going to do 18 minus 18. And we have no remainder. 18 minus 18 equals 0, no remainder. So we have our final answer now, 1,278 divided by 2 equals 639. All right, moving on to example problem number 3. Now for the next few examples, for the remaining examples, I'm not going to do any skip counting. I'm just going to show you how to solve the problem. This is for students that are able to do the division in their head. So this problem's a little bigger here. 16,484 divided by 4. So step 1, we'll look for the number within the number. We want to divide by the smallest number possible here. And the rule is, again, that the number inside the square has to be equal to or bigger than the number outside the square. So 4 is bigger than 1, so we cannot start out with 1-digit by 1-digit division. But we can start out with 2-digit by 1-digit division. So we're going to start with 16 divided by 4. So again, the steps are we divide, we multiply, we subtract, we bring down, and we repeat. So step 1, divide. 16 divided by 4 equals 4. Step 2, we multiply. 4 times 4 equals 16. Step 3, we subtract. 16 minus 16 equals 0. Step 4, we bring down the next number. So I'm going to bring down the 4. And step 5, we repeat the first 4 steps. So we're going to repeat now. 4 divided by 4 equals 1. So we're dividing all over again. 4 divided by 4 equals 1. Let me make this 4 a little bit neater. Legibility does matter. I'm going to make the 4 a little bit neater. So 4 divided by 4 equals 1. So again, we divide. 1 times 4 equals 4. So we multiply. We subtract. 4 minus 4 equals 0. And next we bring down the next number. We bring down the 8. And now we're repeating the steps. 8 divided by 4. 8 divided by 4 equals 2. 2 times 4 equals 8. 8 minus 8 equals 0. So we bring down the last number. 4 divided by 4 again equals 1. One times 4 equals 4. Four minus 4 equals 0. And at this point, there is nothing left to bring down, and there are no remainders, and we have our final answer. 16,484 divided by 4 equals 4,121. All right, I am going to do one more example problem before we call it a video. Shout out to everybody tuning in. I am glad you're here. All right, for this one, we have 1,998 divided by 4, so same steps. We divide, we multiply, we subtract, we bring down, and then we repeat steps 1 through 4. Of course, before we do any of that, we have to decide what's the first number we're dividing by. We want to divide by the smallest number possible. 4 is bigger than 1, so that will not work. The number inside the square has to be equal to or bigger than the number outside the square. 19 divided by 4 does work. We can start out with 2-digit by 1-digit division. So we're going to start out with 19 divided by 4. So 19 divided by 4 equals 4. There is going to be a remainder here, though. So we just divide it. Next, we have to multiply. So we're multiplying 4 times 4. The answer we get when we divide, that's what we multiply by. So 4 times 4 equals 16. Next, we subtract. 19 minus 16 equals 3. Next step, we bring down the next number. We're bringing down the 9. And now we're on repeat. We are repeating steps 1 through 4. So 39 divided by 4. 39 divided by 4. Again, there will be a remainder. 39 divided by 4 equals 9. 9 times 4 equals 36. 39 minus 36 equals 3. Then we bring down the next number. That 3 becomes a 38. And now we have to repeat the steps one more time. So 38 divided by 4, again, equals 9 with a remainder. 9 times 4 again equals 36. 38 minus 36 equals 2. Now there are no more numbers to bring down. So we're at our final answer here. Now we have a remainder. Let me show you what to do if our answer does not end in a whole number, if our answer ends in a mixed number. Here's how we determine what the mixed number is. If we divide by a number and we don't end up with a whole number, here's how we figure out the fraction. The number that we're dividing by is our denominator in the fraction. So what are we dividing by? We're dividing by 4, right? 1,998 divided by 4. So 4 is our denominator. Our remainder is our numerator. Now, after solving this problem, we had a remainder of 2. So 2 is our numerator. So our final answer, 1,998 divided by 4 equals 499 and 2/4. Now I know 2/4, that fraction is not in lowest terms. 2/4 reduced to lowest terms would be 1/2. But reducing fractions, I think that's a complex concept, and I usually make that its own live stream. So in a future live stream, I'll probably show you how to reduce fractions to lowest terms, but for this particular video, I'm leaving 499 and 2/4 as the final answer. All right, I'm going to do one more division problem, and then we're going to call it a video. So this one's a little bit of a smaller problem, 389 divided by 3. So we have our steps here. We want to divide by the smallest number possible. We are looking for the number within the number. And again, the rule is, when we're looking for the first number to divide by, that the number inside the square has to be equal to or bigger than the number outside the square. So the number inside the square is 3, the number outside the square is 3. This works. The numbers are the same. If the numbers are the same or equal, we're able to divide. The only time that we're not able to use 1 digit by 1 digit division is if the number inside the square is smaller. If they're the same, we can use 1 digit by 1 digit division. So starting out, we're doing 3 divided by 3. So 3 divided by 3 equals 1. 1 times 3 equals 3. 3 minus 3 equals 0. So we have to bring down the next number now. We're bringing down the 8. That 0 becomes an 8. Now we repeat the steps. 8 divided by 3 equals 2. 2 times 3 equals 6. 8 minus 6 equals 2. And we bring down the next number. You bring down the 9, that 2 becomes 29. Repeating the steps for the last time. 29 divided by 3 equals 9. 9 times 3 equals 27. 29 minus 27 equals 2. Now there are no more numbers left to bring down, so we are done with the steps. Now our answer is going to end up being a mixed number. It doesn't end up dividing into a whole number. So again, for a mixed number answer, I'm going to write a fraction next to our whole number here. The number we're dividing by is our denominator, so we're dividing by 3 for this problem, so 3 is our denominator. Our remainder is our numerator. What do we have a remainder of? We have a remainder of 2. So we have our final answer now, 389 divided by 3 equals 129 2/3. That is my live stream for today. Thank you so much for tuning in. And thank you so much for hitting the like button. You have been an amazing audience. I appreciate you. Leave a comment. Keep leaving comments. Let me know what you thought of the live stream. And if there is an area of math or reading that you're having difficulty with, put that in the comments. And I will try to do a future video on that skill. Until next time, this is Mr. Camilleri signing off.